Welcome back. Now in part 2 of authentication in Laravel version 6, we're going to install this package called Laravel UI using Composer. And then later we're going to run this other command which will install the authentication system. So first let's install this package called Laravel UI. So on the terminal, I'm going to run Composer require and then Laravel UI. So wait for it to install. So the package has completed installing. So let's see the next step. So the next step now is to run this command, which will generate all the authentication facilities that we need. So copy. Enter. So as you can see, it says view scaffolding installed successfully. And then the next step you're going to do is run this npm install and npm run dev to compile your fresh scaffolding. So that means authentication system has been generated. So if you go to the project, let's start with the app directory where we have let's go to the HTTP controllers, and here you'll see we have this home controller. So that one is for authenticating users. The next, let's see from the database, not the database, but the resources views folder. We have, on the views folder, we have auth, which has the passwords, and login and registration view. Again, also on the left, we have this app.blade.php, and then the home, which is the dashboard. And then something else which has been generated also is the routes. If you go to the routes, you'll see a new route has been added, which is mapping to this home controller. So that means all the facilities have been generated. So if we go to the browser, so let me try to go to the login view. So immediately after laravel.test or localhost :8000/login. So let's go to that view. So as you can see, this is how the login view will look like. So if we go again to the register view for registering users, and this is how the register view looks like. So that means there's something that is not rendering, which is the CSS, so that you can be able to view this form properly. So what this command will do, if you look here on the terminal, if I run these two commands, it will generate a directory called node modules, which will download all the modules we need for this authentication. And one of the modules will be the Vue.js. So once we do that, then this other command will compile this SCSS from the resources views folder, from the resources and then SAS, and then put them on the public directory with a folder called CSS to keep all this compiled CSS and the JavaScript. So let's do that. So copy that command and then run. So wait for it to download all the modules for the node. It will keep that folder on this root directory of a project, and then again compile the CSS and put them in the public directory. So wait for it. So again, I said you must install the node.js. So if you have not installed, then you may need to install that first. And to make sure that you have installed, you can go to your terminal and run node-v to check the version of Node that is installed on your machine. And as you can see, my machine is installed with this version 12.10. So this is the latest version of Node.js. So wait for it to install. So it has completed installing the node modules and compiled the CSS and the JS. So if you go to the project now, you'll see we have a folder called node modules. So it has so many directories inside. And also, if you look here, you'll see we have this view module. And then something else, if you go to the public directory, you will see the compiled CSS, which has been put inside the CSS directory, and the JS. So now if you go to the browser, so just refresh. And now as you can see, the form, that is the register form, can be able now to render properly. Let's go to the login. Again, also you can see the login form can be able to render properly. So the next step, if you try to register someone or a user, so we're not connected yet to the database. So let's connect that to the database first. So on the .env file, we need the DB database, the database name, and the user, the DB username, and then the password. So let's go to the PHP myadmin and create a database and check whether we have the DB user and the password. So database, and I'm going to call my database as laravel.app. Like that, create. So database has been created. So let's add that .app. So the DB username, I'm using root. DB password, I'm not using any, so I'm just going to leave that as blank. So save. So the next step now is to migrate this table, which can be found on the database, and then migrations. So on the terminal, PHP artisan migrate. So let's go to that database. So I'm going to refresh. So as you can see, we have now these 3 tables. Now we can register a user. Let's go to that form. Email address, password, and then register. So as you can see now, this is the dashboard. Everything is working fine. So let's try to log in. So I'm going to log in view. Login. So as you can see, I have now been able to log in using the same credentials that I registered with. And if you go to the PHP myadmin on the users table, we have this user. So everything is working fine, and I'll see you in the next part.